Good morning, everybody. This is Derek Pratt filling in for Vic Faust. To my left is the wonderful Lizzie Sparks, and Pro Joe's on the board this morning. It is a cold, chilly Thursday morning here in the Chesterfield Bottoms area. Wherever you are, I hope you're nice and warm. I know on the way here, I was very thankful since it's the month of thanks. I was very thankful for a heated seat.
Oh, yeah.
Heated seats are amazing.
They are amazing.
We got a lot to get into today. We got a little bit of chat about Josh Hawley and Homeland Security. We got California's minimum wage, massive caravan coming down from the southern border. We have some people who want Trump's assassination, want jihad in your neighborhoods, and much more. We're going to be bringing a new segment today. So if you were a music lover, we're going to have Music Madness. So
I can't wait.
Think of your favorite 80s rock songs. We're going to do the best of 80s rock songs later on in the show. And then Nicole Jenkins will be with us in the 9 o'clock hour, correct?
Yeah, she's actually not getting here till 9:30. She's not going to be here all that long, but she has something that apparently we don't know about.
Well, it's
coming down the pike.
Okay.
So there you go.
Nicole is in the know.
Yes, she's in the know. I'm all excited about that.
All righty. Well, I guess we'll listen to our commercials, sponsors and everything.
Let's do it.
One thing with our sponsors, I know everybody knows about our sponsors, but whenever you go see our sponsors, let them know that you heard them on Cancel This. That helps us. That helps them know that they're getting their name out on our platform, and it also keeps Cancel This going. So let them know whenever you're out there to any of our sponsors that, hey, we heard you on Cancel This, and we appreciate all of your sponsorship. So here you go.
Oh, wait. What? No response? Hi, I'm Curtis Sparks with Complete Auto Body and Repair, offering full service and auto repair to St. Louis and St. Charles. We are looking for someone to say polo. That's right, we are hiring. We want you now. If you would like to work in a well-paying environment, then you owe it to yourself to stop by one of our 6 Complete Auto Body and Repair locations. Will you help me find that missing person? Please call me directly at 636-488-HIRE. That's right, 636-488-4473.
Dad, and service.
Oh yeah, and service.
He fixes cars.
Kathy O. Big Strick, owner of Experienced Real Estate Partners with eXp, has been one of St. Louis, Missouri's highest selling groups for 26 years running. In that time, Kathy and her team have successfully assisted an incredible 4,000 families. So if you're thinking about buying, building, or selling, be sure to put Kathy's group and their experience to work for you, and you can expect to be moved. Just give her a call at 314-276-SOLD. That's 314-276-7653, or find her online at experience-re.com.
Attention, anyone who served, lived, or worked at Marine Corps Base Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987. Camp Lejeune's drinking water was dangerously toxic, and base personnel and their families have since suffered cancer and other illnesses. If you or a loved one spent time at Camp Lejeune and were diagnosed with cancer, you may be eligible for significant compensation. Call the Driscoll firm now. Consultations are free, and you won't pay a fee unless we get you the money you deserve. 1-800-805-4800.
As all of you may know, the home of the Cancel This studio is located at the all-inclusive private jet hangar, Strategic Air Services. Founded in Chesterfield, Missouri, they take pride in offering a meticulous approach to private aviation through services that fully manage your trip from takeoff to landing. Strategic Air Services is more than just storage for your aircraft. They offer state-of-the-art amenities to its members and guests. When you are not traveling, you have the luxury of enjoying their world-class gym, conference rooms, lounges, and so much more. Strategic Air Services offers an unparalleled luxury experience for all things private aviation. If you're looking for a new place to call home for your aircraft, give them a call today at 636-400-7601. Again, that's 636-400-7601, or visit their website at strategicairservices.net.
Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley, if you don't know, is a family-owned business that has been around since 1994, serving some of the best chicken wings in town, no joke. Also known for their fresh burgers, pizza, and incredible smoked meat. Top-notch happy hour specials are included, plus live music every Friday and Saturday. Oh yeah, you can also enjoy their spacious heated covered patio. It's Winty's in the Chesterfield Valley, 18,000 Chesterfield Airport Road.
And we're back. Thank you for all of our sponsorships, and please let them know that that you appreciate their sponsorship of our show. First thing this morning, I know Vic talks about it later on in the day, but wanted to give you an update on the merchandise. We have T-shirts. We can get in sweatshirts and long sleeve shirts because it is getting colder. So we got sweatshirts, hoodies, and sweatshirts. And if there's hats. And the coffee. Matter of fact, this morning I have I believe it's the Blue Line.
Show them what it says.
This is my cup. It's the Liberal Tears version. But like I was saying last time I was here, the coffee is very smooth. It has that nice smooth taste to it. Doesn't have that acidic bite. And after looking at some of the organic coffee and everything, the organic stuff keeps that acidic bite at the back end of the coffee from happening. So get some coffee on our page. Try it out. I dare you.
Yeah, a dare. Don't you love daring people?
Yeah, I got. Well, last night on Facebook, a friend of mine sent me something because apparently she didn't want to post it, and she goes, "I dare you to post this." I go, "Well," I said, as salacious as this is, I'm going to do it anonymously because normally I have no problem doing that, but this was a little bit. A little more risque, and I really didn't want my name put up with that. So it was taken down within at least 20 minutes of me putting it up. So I believe it was a good dare.
A good dare.
Yes. A good dare.
A good dare.
You sent me a video about Josh Hawley last night.
I did.
And it, once you see this video, I'll tell you exactly what came to my mind. I shared it with Lizzie and everything. But as soon as I watched this video, folks, you're going to blow it. Nothing ceases to amaze me anymore.
Correct.
But the simple fact that what you're about to see is so...
It's real life. Like, this is real. And it's like, have people lost their mind?
It doesn't seem to be. It doesn't seem to be real because why would the government do this?
Yeah, why would the government?
But they're doing it apparently. So, Joe, if you want to run this one.
This is going on.
You are incorrect, Senator.
She said that they're being taken off of fentanyl interdiction, off of child exploitation cases, off of their other investigations into criminals to make sandwiches. That's her quote. You're saying that this is a lie, that she's wrong?
Senator, we have a number of law enforcement priorities with the resources.
Is making sandwiches one of them?
We have, of course not, Senator. We accomplish a tremendous amount.
Is she wrong?
Because of the tremendous talent and dedication of our personnel, including Homeland Security investigations.
Making sandwiches for illegal immigrants. Is she wrong? This is one of your agents. Is she wrong? She says that there are 600 at least special agents pulled off of other cases, sent down to the border to babysit illegal immigrants. Is she wrong?
Senator, our personnel, we use our personnel to achieve the maximum law enforcement objective possible. That is what we do.
So you're not going to deny it.
And I'm incredibly proud of what our people do
every
single day.
This is news. Well, I want to thank this brave whistleblower for coming forward and let the record reflect that the secretary will not deny what she has said, that hundreds of special agents are pulled off of their law enforcement duties all around the country, by the way. Her testimony to me is this happens all around the country and sent down to the border to make sandwiches for illegal immigrants. This is your administration in action. It's a total failure, Mr. Secretary. What is going on?
What is going on? Derek, what is going on?
Apparently, our brave law enforcement, federal law enforcement, are new sandwich makers.
Isn't that good?
Well, first thing that came to my mind is, well, what kind of sandwich was it?
Right?
I mean,
what kind of sandwich was it?
are we giving them good protein with peanut butter and jelly?
Of course.
Or,
of course.
are we giving them, good lunch meat with some nice sourdough bread? Or, and then I got to thinking, well, I mean, if we could do this on a federal level,
Yeah.
I mean, why can't I just, talk to, stop one of the local police officers here in Chesterfield and see if they would just, come in the studio and make us a sandwich while we're doing our
That's right.
I mean,
that's right. Well, we should call the Chesterfield police, and wherever you guys are today,
yeah,
we have people everywhere in the United States. So, if you're up there in Delaware, or if you're down there in Florida or New York or Illinois, just call your police today and say, our federal government is doing this. We are no longer down, we're not worrying about child trafficking.
Oh, no.
No, and we're not worried about child trafficking.
Don't worry about illegals, crossing the border.
No fentanyl.
No.
We're not worried about
drugs.
Any of that.
No, don't need
we
the
don't
drugs.
Care. We don't care about drugs.
It's all about sandwiches.
It's all about sandwiches. So and to people who aren't even citizens here that may or may not be coming here to perform jihad on us. It could be. So everybody today, because you guys are such great patriots, and I know you don't care about any of those things. They don't care about fentanyl or child trafficking. They need to call their police departments today and say, hey, please stop worrying about crime today. Stop worrying about, letting bad people into your town. Just come on to our business or wherever they're at today and say, could you make me a sandwich?
Yeah, stop in the school and make the kids a sandwich.
Yeah.
Can I just dial 911 and order a number 10 with extra mayo?
Yes, please do that. I'm going to order Jimmy John's. I'm going to call.
But it'll be freaky fast. I will tell you that.
Freaky fast.
If you do 911, it'll definitely be freaky fast.
That's right.
I'm not sure if it'll be freaky good, but it will definitely be freaky fast.
It will be freaky fast. They will be coming down and they will freaky put us in jail.
You will get a nice pair of matching bracelets.
Yes. Wouldn't that be a thing? I mean, really, when I heard that, I was like, what in the heck is going on? I mean, it made me feel good about Josh Hawley again, because he's the only one that seems to get these particular issues and dress them down in such a manner like that.
And well, he makes in this case, it was the Secretary of Defense or
right.
Mayorkas is.
Yeah.
I'm to the point where I don't really care what the title is. He's Secretary.
But he was confirming our Homeland Security.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like, when you're making one of the top officials in Biden's regime look like a complete and utter fool, which is, it's not that hard to do. I mean, they kind of do it to themselves.
Right.
I mean, they're stupid. I'm sorry. I'm not, there's no buts about it. They're just plain stupid. And the fact that, anybody in their right mind to save their own butts would be like, no, Senator, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
He didn't even deny it.
Correct. He didn't even deny it.
There was no denial at all.
At all. And like Heather's saying on the chat line, this didn't just happen yesterday. This has been going on for a couple months, that they have not been focused on our safety and any of that. They go down to the border, not to tell people to leave. It's to make illegal sandwiches.
Well, okay. So,
think about that. Our Homeland Security agents are making bologna sandwiches or whatever the hell kind.
Well, you know what they need to do is they need to make ham sandwiches.
Oh, okay. Why ham?
Well, if you make ham sandwiches, you're going to find out quickly the terrorist versus the non-terrorist. You give them a bottle of beer or some whiskey.
Yeah.
And a ham sandwich.
And see if they eat it.
Yeah. If they don't eat it or don't drink it, then
good point.
Turn around and go back. Sorry.
Then turn around. That's what we should do. When they come across the border, you hand them a sandwich.
And a beer.
Yeah. And if they
Bush
don't
Light.
take it because it's ham or any other sort of pork, and they don't eat it, you go, deport.
Or we can just do a barbecue. Instead of the sandwiches, let's just do a barbecue, a pig roast or something on the border, welcome them, because I mean, those that are not Islamic, jihadists against us, they'll just look at it as more of a siesta, and they'll have their cerveza and their and all that stuff. I mean, if it's truly the Mexicans and the Central Americans, I mean,
then Jill says to make them tamales.
You know what? You can get some of the people crossing the border to help you make some tamales.
Yeah, that'd be fine. That'd be fine. Okay, you know what? And years ago, I was really upset about maybe people that might be eating tamales, although no offense to tamales. I like them myself. But, it was like, all of the illegal Mexicans coming in. And I like Mexican people, and there's nothing better than a good margarita and some salsa and chips. I mean, I love Mexican food. I love Mexican culture. I love all of that. But I was still upset the fact that they were just coming across the border illegally. Now it's almost like, no big deal. Let the Mexicans in. That's fine. We got drugs over here already. Just don't let the people that want to do jihad on us. I mean, isn't that sad that you're almost to the point, okay, which illegals are coming in here?
Well, you don't know because
you don't know.
We had a secured border with President Trump, and or we had what we seen was more of a secure border. We had more of a regulation. I mean, these days, I encourage any liberal out there that is a bleeding heart for illegal immigration, and I believe we'll be talking about something with illegal immigration in the 9 o'clock hour. So stay tuned for that.
Yes.
But for these bleeding hearts that are all about, we can't just send them back. I encourage you to open your gate and your front door. And instead of us paying thousands and thousands and thousands and almost millions of dollars to house these individuals in these hotels and all the rest of that stuff, well, why don't you invite them into your own house? Why don't you feed them? Why don't you clothe them? Why don't you make their sandwiches?
Right. Well, Jill was talking about on the chat line here, it was fine. I'm going to read what she says here. She's like, love it all until we first get kicked out of the Mexican restaurant. I did get kicked out of a Mexican restaurant with Jill. Jill was there, and she's quite a patriot, and she's like me. We really love Donald Trump, and we were sitting there having a conversation about Donald Trump. And then all of a sudden, one of the waitresses absolutely refused to serve us. Refused. And so as it turns out, I mean, I can tell you the whole story, but there was this big debacle because if you know Jill and I, it wasn't like we were just going to go walk out the door. We were like, okay, so what's going on? Why are you kicking us out? And it was literally because there was a bunch of illegals there. And because we like Donald Trump, they wouldn't serve us. I'm almost afraid they spit in our margarita. And then all of a sudden, it was within maybe half hour, 45 minutes, the owner came out and said we had to leave because they thought that we were going to basically call Donald Trump and have them all deported.
Yes, because we have Donald Trump's personal cell phone.
Right, and because I have that much power.
Yeah.
But that'll just show you they're coming into our country and kicking us out of restaurants, and they're here illegally, didn't like the president of the United States, or at that point, he was about ready on his way out. It's like, what in the world has become of our country? I mean, and many a times Vic and I go back and forth about how he thinks our country is crap. And I don't. I still think it's better than anywhere else. But to Vic's point, I agree with him in the fact that we are just in a very short 3 years, a former shell of itself.
Well, I mean, I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
I really don't. And it's not the fact that, we do share a lot of the same values, but I will agree with you. But, to Vic's point, I would rather live in the shell of what we're living in
Me too.
than any other country in this world. Any other country. Because what I mean, even though we're losing our rights every day, and folks, if you don't think you aren't, wake up. You're losing them every day.
Yep.
Because it's, first of all, one of the biggest things as a country is to secure your border.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the things that if you go and listen to the swearing in, the oath taken by the president of the United States, is to protect the country against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Right.
And to secure the border. I don't know if they specifically say secure the border, but when you're protecting against all foreign enemies, somebody coming across your border is an enemy to a point. They're illegally crossing.
Yes.
So
yes.
I encourage you.
Enemy to our country.
I encourage you to try to cross over Mexico without getting in trouble.
Tijuana, just go ask for a beer, and they'll have you in the go like right away.
Yeah.
Well, like Joe, we have a couple pictures that when you find them, go ahead and put them up. We briefly touched on it. There is a massive caravan. And I mean, it sounds like we keep saying that every day. Oh, another massive caravan. But there's another one getting ready to come up through our border. And it's right here. It says a caravan of 5,000 migrants departed from the southern Mexican border. And on Monday, they're making their way to the northern border region across our border. And it's like, that's just... Look at this. I mean, that's
a massive, that's like a huge parade.
It is like a huge parade, but look at it. As far as you can see, there's people crossing the border. Now, we've said this over and over and over. there's probably some lovely people that are coming
I
across
guarantee.
that border.
And there's probably people that are
yes.
coming for a better life.
Yes. And, as a mama, I can't blame them. However, what if I wanted a better life in Canada? I can't just cross the border. And then I'm not saying Canada's better. That's not what I'm saying. But look at these pictures. As far as you can see, they're coming over here. And there was a video that I wanted to play with it, but it would not allow me to send it. But it was interesting. Isn't that a shocker?
Shocker.
And basically what it is the leader of this group of people is making fun of Joe Biden and literally saying that he's lost control of the United States. And because they know he's lost control of the United States, they just, get on their social media platforms and say that this is the time to cross. They're making sandwiches. When you cross the border, they're going to give you sandwiches and a phone and so much.
They already have a phone before they even get here.
Isn't that bizarre?
What? I was watching some of the things, especially when, the first of all, how do people get from the tip of Mexico to the border of the United States?
Correct.
In a matter of no time at all.
No time.
I mean,
it couldn't be those buses. Could it? It could be those massive buses that are bringing them over here in droves. Could it?
Well, so that's a photo opportunity.
Yes, that is a photo.
I guarantee those people are walking for maybe a mile, maybe 2 to 3. I mean, they're maybe walking for an hour because, if there is children, they're not going to be walking. I got 3 kids. My kids gripe and moan on a long car ride.
Yeah,
you really think these people are walking for days and they look refreshed? By the time they get to our border, they're showered. They have better clothing on than I do. I mean, some of them. I mean, I wear Under Armour and all the rest of that. But you're seeing illegal immigrants trying to cross our border with what appears to be $85 jeans, $90 sweatshirts, a brand new ball cap, Nikes, and a cell phone. I mean, that's what I send my kids to school in.
Yeah.
I mean, they got a couple $100 worth of clothing and tech items on them, and we're just letting them walk in.
Well, did you know somebody on one of our chat forums is calling you a name, Derek? Wow. He says, "Hey, shit for brains. We hate your racist narratives, Derek." And what's so interesting about that is this person called Ground Zero comes on our Rumble chat a lot, and it's okay.
Oh, cool.
Because I love to hear different points of view, but I can't get him to come on video chat or come in the studio. So I never knew what color he was until now. I'm assuming he's not your color.
What I'm according.
You're a racist.
Well, no, hold on. According to the box of crayons, the colors of the world.
Yeah.
I am a medium almond, so I am considered a person of color.
Okay, so you're an almond color.
I'm a medium almond. Yes.
Got it. My face is pretty white, but sometimes coming in the studio, I have to put like a whole bunch of darker makeup or I look like a ghost. So today I could be considered an almond.
Oh, you can be an almond.
Okay, yeah, sure. I want to be an
just
almond.
A light almond or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
So when it comes to spewing, isms and all the rest of that, I'll be whatever ism you want. But shit for brains.
Yeah, you're shit.
Hey,
for
Joe,
brains?
Would you mind changing my name to shit for brains? Because apparently, one person just said it all. I mean, if one person says it on a social media page, it must be right.
That's right. You are shit for brains. and on top of it all, he thinks that you lie and that your facts suck. Because
well, hey buddy, this is an opinion. It's not facts, it's an opinion.
Yeah.
And opinions are like assholes.
Right.
They're all full of
there
shit.
You go.
So shit for brains I am.
Right. But what
it
you're
sounds
saying,
like he needs his own show too.
He does. And I invited him to come on the chat line because I do want somebody else's point of view. Please tell me why we're wrong that all these people coming up through the border, they're not really coming up through the border. Or tell me why terrorists aren't coming through the border. And tell me why our Homeland Security agents are down there making sandwiches, not for legal people crossing our border, but for illegal people.
I got a great solution.
Oh, I want to hear it.
It's opinion. It's totally opinion. So I don't want to offend our resident Rumble guy. Good God. So if all these people truly want to come across our border, I think what we should do is, because there is so much conflict in the world and the United States of America can't keep our nose out of everybody else's business, in my humble opinion. Why don't we just, hey, you have to serve at least 2 to 3 years.
Right.
We're going to send you directly over to where all the fighting is.
Okay.
And if you survive,
Yeah.
come on back and we'll talk about getting you that citizenship, that green card. I mean, if you want to be a part of our group, fight for us.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it.
Why not?
Yeah.
Over in Israel, I believe that everybody over the age of 18 is a mandatory. And don't call me a liar on this one, because I have looked this one up.
Right.
At the age of 18, you are forced.
Mm-hmm.
You are required to serve in the Israeli military for at least, I believe, 3 years.
Yeah.
Man or woman.
Right.
And it doesn't matter because there's only 2 sexes. So
right.
Anybody else besides those, you're serving. So yeah, I mean, it's just weird.
I know, isn't it weird?
But I do appreciate the fact that we have a listener on Rumble. Why not? I'll take a listener. I don't care what he thinks.
Right.
Of
Well,
me.
yeah. Well, I like it when people come on. They can call you shit for brains. They can say our facts suck, as long as there's only one way you can get off of this platform. But here's the thing: is people will call you these names and say we're not telling the truth, but they can't tell you why we're wrong.
Hey, who was that one guy that you kicked off?
Drew.
Is that probably Drew?
Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Maybe it is. Yeah.
So talking about the illegal immigrants coming up and everything, California has decided that, in their infinite wisdom,
because they're so smart. The politicians in California are brilliant.
Yes, because everything is cancerous there, apparently.
Everything. And don't flush your toilet either, because there's not enough water.
Well, you're using too much water and all the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
But so I hear California is going to be doing a mandatory raising of the minimum wage to somewhere around $20 an hour.
Yes, $20 an hour.
Being said that, I believe companies like McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, I believe was one of them.
Uh-huh.
So folks in California, prices are already high as it is. Jimmy McFry boy apparently is going to start making $20 an hour.
Jimmy McFry
and
boy.
Your number one Big Mac is going to cost you about $12.
Yes. Yes.
$12 to $15. Mm-hmm. So you can thank all the bleeding hearts for making $20 an hour. Which, you know what, I don't mind that people make I don't even know what a living wage is anymore.
But you know what,
honestly,
fast food, it was never designed to be a career. Now, maybe the manager in the store.
Yes,
absolutely, the managers in the store. But all the people, we're supposed to be for high school kids and college kids. And if you want to make a career out of that, great, but then it makes your hamburger $1 million and your shake, $500,000.
You know what makes your hamburger $1 million is the big corporations that raise the prices of everything.
True.
Every time there's just a slight expense added to their
bottom dollar
budget.
Yes. And those big corporations were finding out, not too long ago, how they're all involved in the whole world order and the ESG scores and all of that. We've kind of beat that to death on the show, but Joe isn't right. It's a whole big, everything that we're talking about is all tied together. Whether it's Black Lives Matters, whether it's jihad, whether it's the big corporations, all of it. And the little people like us, many people don't understand that we're being played all the time. We get outraged by Black Lives Matters and we get outraged by critical race theory and all that. It all does this.
Well, we talk about this, on the show and off the show is what's the distraction?
Correct. It's always a distraction.
Matthew Perry passed away a couple of days ago. I don't know. I'm going to show my age, but Bull from Night Court passed away the same day. And it was like, it didn't even happen because Matthew Perry was such a big name. And then Bobby Knight, rest in peace. Bobby Knight passed away yesterday. But it's interesting how these celebrity deaths, and I'm not saying these are planned because they're not, but it's very convenient when these deaths happen, that they're the front thing in your face, because that's,
Correct.
that's what they think we care about. And it's, what are they hiding in the background and not telling
Right.
us?
And I do think that's where one thing I will disagree with you. I do think some of these are planned. I really do. I think some of them aren't. I think they happen and then it goes in the forefront and it helps us distract. But I think it's too convenient that we keep having more and more and more, and they don't want gun control and they don't want to help anything with mental illness, and they will take someone. And where I really started to think that was Broward County. When you looked at the sheriff, you looked who was his really good friend, and you looked at all these other places, you find someone that is very mentally ill. But all of the government agencies failed that person. So I don't think it's too far of a stretch to think that there's some government person pushes that person to the brink. We all know that. We know the person that can just poke you. And then the next thing you know, you blow up. Take a mentally ill person and poke them. And could they blow up? I don't know that all of them are planned, but I do think some of them are planned. I really do. That's an opinion, but I think so.
The old conspiracy theorist, the only difference between conspiracy and the truth is 6 weeks.
Yeah,
so
that is the truth.
But it's just one of those things to where, talking about California and all of that is the distraction portion.
Mm-hmm.
So like, again, I believe Aaron says on the chat line, all fast foods will be AI workers very soon. So
Correct.
yeah, I mean, if you think honestly, it sounds stupid, but a robot might be able to put a better burger together than,
Right.
Jimmy McFry boy that's probably playing on his phone and his pants are hanging halfway down his butt and everything, because, it's like you said, the fast food restaurant, it was designed to be an entry level position for, high schoolers and college students to fill in while they're in school.
Yeah.
Now, I remember back in the day, my dad was telling me that McDonald's, and this was probably late 70s, early 80s, you could purchase a McDonald's franchise for, I think, like $35,000. Now, don't get me wrong. Back in the late 70s, that was expensive. Nowadays, if you want to even touch a McDonald's franchise, $1.5 million.
Have you
Here's the thing, though. This is all the jobs that are available right now, though. So I mean, like, there's not a whole lot out there. So this is raising the minimum wage. I mean, you've got people who probably have degrees that have to work at McDonald's.
Sure,
there's no jobs.
You're right, Joe. But you also, I mean, just driving here from my house, I can't tell you how many now hiring or positions available. I mean, just driving on the backside of the airport here. I mean, we're standing in Strategic Air Services building here in the studio, and they have positions open.
Correct.
I guarantee you that Kevin and his crew, if you have some skill set,
they will find
a job to put you in and then teach you some of the other skill sets.
Correct.
And get you into a career that, if you like it well enough, can put you in the co-pilot or pilot seat of an airplane.
Yeah.
And one day you might be making 6 figures, enjoying a job.
Correct. And that's the thing, is people these days, they want to start off where their parents are at. And because they honestly never saw how the struggle that their parents had to get where they are, whether they have a degree or they don't. And so kids these days see on social media, and even their colleges are telling them, you deserve it. You deserve to come right out making 6 figures. And then when they don't, it's really distressing. And then they can't go to Connecticut. Like someone on our chat line is saying that you go to Connecticut and a Big Mac meal is $18, and it's getting close to that here.
I guarantee they're making $17 to $20 an hour. I mean, on top of that, but it's like Joe said, it's the fact that every time that something goes up in price, they tack it on to you.
Correct. They do. And have you noticed
there's no regulation that when the cost of living goes up, that corporations can't raise their prices and just make the cost of living even worse. You know what I mean? Like it when inflation goes up or when the minimum wage raises, corporations follow suit and take that money.
Right. So, I mean, basically, well, and think of it this way. If you're having a $20 an hour pay scale, you're paying more taxes, folks.
Correct.
I mean, do the math.
Yeah.
Find out what your tax rate is And it's like I was talking with my daughter. This is a great example.
Your taxes get raised and the prices of everything go up. So you're actually making less money at the end of the day after, minimum wage. It sounds like a great thing to raise, but at the end of the day, you're making less money after you get that raise.
100%.
That's exactly right.
And can I give that example with, my 15-year-old daughter? She's at that age where she's going to be driving her own car, and she's in high school, and she's like, Dad, I want to get a job. My first question I asked to her is, why? Why do you want a job? She couldn't answer that question. So it's like, okay, well, you want a job, but you can't answer me the question, why? And then I explained to her, I said, well, where would you work? Oh, so-and-so, I believe it was Culver's or some fast food. I said, what are they offering to pay you? I believe it was like $15 an hour, 15 to 17. I was like, well, no wonder my burger is like $9 every time I go there.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a good burger, but not worth $9.
No. And have you noticed though, that like, it seems like since COVID, you go into McDonald's or anywhere else.
I don't go to McDonald's anymore.
Well, we don't as much anymore either, because some of my kids had really liked it, but you go there and their hamburgers are way littler than they were before. And there's something in their seasoning that doesn't taste as good either. Even their fries don't. And that seems like it's been since the lockdown and all this. And I guess they have to cut corners, but you're paying more for less. And it doesn't even taste as good.
Well, there's a lot of regulations too.
They added more plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. They sure did add more plastic. When you think about it, think about the buns either. I don't know if they have plastic in the buns. You can find some articles that it says it does taste plastic.
I will say this. There is somebody, and I want to say they're in the St. Louis area, that has posted numerous times. I believe it's the anniversary of every year. I believe she bought a Happy Meal in 1985. And it looks exactly the way she bought it today as it was in 1985. This thing has not molded. The fries have not molded. Now, if you really want to,
Ew.
Oh no, it literally. And I think I commented one time. I said, "What are you doing to preserve it?" She goes, "I put it back in the bag and put it in the cupboard, and bring it out the next year and take a picture."
They did the same thing on that documentary, Super Size.
Oh yeah, Super Size. Yeah. But I mean, it's just like, it's one of those things where folks, if you go to the grocery store, if you're paying for a family of 4, paying $45 to $50 to go to McDonald's or Culver's or anything like that. And I'm not saying that any of these places are bad to go, because in a pinch, you need these.
Right.
The way everything's going these days with kids, you're running around with like a chicken with your head cut off, and the fast food is exactly what it's supposed to be. It's fast food.
Right.
But go to the supermarket, go and find an 80-20, go to your butcher and go, hey, how much would it cost me for, 3 pounds of 80-20 burger, and take it home, get you some ingredients. And here's the other thing is my wife and I are big into this now, is looking at labels.
Yeah.
There is so much genetically modified food out there.
There sure is.
That you really have to pay attention to what you're doing. And this is where we need to start maybe learning how to be a little more self-sustaining. We've been learning how to make bread for ourselves and everything. Joe, what do you got?
I was just looking at this the other day. My son was showing me about this water bottle that he bought that you could buy inserts, like the mouthpiece.
Is that Circuit or Circa or something like that?
Maybe something like that. I don't know exactly what the brand is, but you can add different flavors to your water. You just add regular water to the bottle, and as you suck through the mouthpiece, it adds the flavor in the mouthpiece. Well, I was looking at the ingredients to that, and there is I'm actually going to do this on when we do like a food version of Conspiracy Fridays. Or whatever.
We're going to be doing one of those.
I took pictures of the label and everything. There is chemicals in there that I forget what it says, but literally, if you look it up, they cause cancer.
Yeah,
and it's blatant on the label.
Well, I think we've talked about it on the show before, that, and I believe you even brought it up. The red dyes, the yellow dyes, and all that, they're illegal. They're illegal in Europe.
Right. They're petroleum based.
And I believe Skittle. You brought it up.
Gatorade,
Skittles, Gatorade, all of that stuff. Yep. You can't find it in Europe.
And our bodies don't have any way to process petroleum products.
No. not at all. So yeah, I mean, it's and you've brought this up also. Folks, if you want to be able to consume and hydrate yourself and everything, put a pinch of either pink Himalayan salt or white Celtic salt in your water. And that is, and I've talked with a number of health doctors and everything, and that's what they all say is basically you're making your own type of Gatorade by putting that salt in there, and it's helping you, consume and absorb your vitamins and minerals in the water too.
The salt is what adds the electrolytes.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, like Jill says, someone should probably tell these food people we're not cars.
Yeah, as I say, well, half of the cars these days don't even run on petroleum products either.
Well, and most of the ingredients that you can't pronounce are all byproducts of like industrial, like it's just waste that they're putting in our food because they can't do anything else with it.
Correct.
Fluoride being one of them.
Yeah, as I say, I've
fluoride,
seen so
stay
much
away from fluoride.
Yeah. Well, even if you go to your dentist,
yes,
they talk about, would you like fluoride? And for a while there, I wasn't knowledgeable to what was going on, and so my wife, she's like, don't let them put fluoride. No, don't do fluoride.
Don't do it. I don't let my kids.
And I'm like,
get fluoride.
I'm like, what does that do? She goes, just don't do it. I'm like,
well,
yes,
really
they add it to our drinking water.
They do. So you're already getting enough in your drinking water, probably more than enough, and then you add it in your mouth. It's in our bottled water, and if you go to
as we drink out of bottled water,
like old folks home, nursing home, they're finding out that people that have dementia and Alzheimer's have an increased level of fluoride.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that was my thing. And I heard that many years ago when a friend of mine's mom had Alzheimer's and they did research and found that out. So I think it's just catastrophic what they're putting in our foods. It's just absolutely crazy and none of it tastes as good. And you go to places and you cannot believe the prices of them. So, I mean, you're literally paying big money to have them kill you.
And you're smiling while you're doing it. You're
like, good.
It's a Mick whatever. It's like I always the McRib. Whenever that comes out, it's like, oh my God, the McRib's back. I'm like, folks, that's like pressed meat into a rib look.
Yeah.
I'm like,
if you want ribs, go get them from a good butcher.
What part of the cow or what part of the pig is that?
Yeah,
because I really don't want to know.
I've never eaten a McRib just because it looks bad, but my mom just loves them when they come out.
Think of Salisbury steak with slathered in barbecue sauce.
That's what it tastes like.
They're talking about some of these processed meats are coming up with like human DNA in them.
I've heard that. Like, what do they do? Like,
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, just think about that, Joe. Like, what you
I don't know how that gets in there, but there's human DNA in some sausages and stuff.
Well,
they just go take grandma's urn.
We've weaned my son, and he has ADHD, so having like being hyper focused on certain foods and everything, we've tried to get him away. As a family, we're trying to get away from McDonald's just because we're trying to be healthier.
Right.
It's hard because it's actually more expensive to eat healthy.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible. They always say, "Oh, you need to be healthy," but I mean, you can't afford it. So we started to tell our son that chicken nuggets have body parts in them.
Well, they probably do. You're probably not even lying.
And Joe's over here confirming that they're finding possible DNA of humans in there. So hey Lori, if you're listening, we're not lying to him.
Yeah, no, you're apparently you're being honest. And just think about this. Okay, so all the stuff that we're talking about, if people have never heard it, it sounds like we're some big conspiracy theorist. But think about the same people that are poisoning us are the same people doing Black Lives Matters, have Ukraine flags in there. And then now, why does this surprise us that same regime now wants to come to your neighborhood and have jihad in your neighborhood, go to your kids' colleges and all of that. Joe, we have a video. Now, this is an older video. You guys have all seen it, but look at how the left, some people on the right too, but look at how the left, they actually are violent. Do you have that one?
I don't know what video you're speaking of.
It is
I have
talking
a Trump video, and I have another video that David sent me.
Well, maybe try that one. If not, we can talk about it. The Trump video comes later.
And while we're getting that video, we have at least 41 people on the Facebook Live. If you can take about 10 seconds and just hit that like button, just continuously hit the like button, what that does is actually helps our algorithm. So if you'll take, while you're listening to the show, if you just sit there and take a 10-second hit every once in a while, and matter of fact, while we're talking about it, and while Joe's looking at that,
I'm doing it right now.
I'm going to pull my phone up and you just sit there and hit that like button. And what it's going to do is it's going to help the algorithm to send this to your friends. You're physically not doing that, but you can also hit the white share arrow right next to the comments. And like every day, what I do is I just share, whatever day it is. Like today, I put Thursday edition of Cancel This, and I just put a little blurb on the fact that I was going to be on filling in for Vic today. But all you have to do is something simple as just giving, massive likes for about 10, 12 seconds, and it helps the algorithm, but also hit that like and share button. And, something simple as, Thursday edition of Cancel This, and make sure that you're following Cancel This on Facebook or whatever platform. And then what you're doing is when you hit Cancel This, you will also it'll tag Cancel This, and then your friends will be able to see that. So Joe, did you find that by chance?
I think this might be the same one that I maybe sent you twice. This is the Josh Hawley video, I think.
Oh yeah, this is something that David sent me.
Yeah, no, we don't need to play that. But my point is, no big deal if we don't have a video. But
so that's the one where they're basically,
when like Nancy Pelosi, is going to punch somebody, and all these people, and Joe Biden's going to just go take Trump out in the back corner, and all these different legislators.
Joe Biden can't even stand up. Come on.
No, he can't. But when I was seeing that video,
there is an email, but it's this picture is attached to that email.
Yeah, that's the one.
But there's no video. It's just a picture.
Well, let's all look at Nancy.
That looks like the Tales from the Crypt with a bunch of flags.
Yeah, look at Nancy. But you know what? There was probably a video. But what's interesting about that is, and I said it earlier, PBS is having a huge push for the left. And they've always been woke, and they've always been leftist. I mean, back in the 60s, and even my dad said Sesame Street was propaganda. But they're really putting things on the left and telling it as if it's facts. And the only facts about it is that these leftists hate America. They don't like us. They're the same ones that want to fool you and say, put that Ukraine flag in your front yard because Russia is so bad. But in the same token, they cannot get on the bandwagon whatsoever about the atrocities that happened by Jewish people. And it's not just in Israel that this is going on. I mean, over here on our college campuses and everywhere, Jewish people have to look behind themselves, because there's these people that we let in come in our border that have been laughing at what this has happened. So this has been the Democrat Party decades ago, probably sitting at their home. They might be 70 years old now, 80 years old, and they're going, it's happening. It's happening. We hate the Jews. Now we've brought people in here that hate the Jews. So it's not just something in Israel. I know several Jewish people that they're afraid to send their kids to college. And they're afraid that there's just going to be some wackadoodle person out on the street come up and whack them in the head because they're Jewish.
Well, and I wish I would have grabbed this video. I'm not sure if we've shared it in our group text and everything, but I saw a video or a TikTok or something. Might have been a reel, but it was a gentleman showing that there was a star on, like, they were putting stars on doors to identify the Jewish people.
Yes.
I mean, if that doesn't tell you, Nazi Germany stuff, is alive and well, that, wake up, people. And furthermore, all these people that had the Ukrainian flag, we stand with Ukraine and everything. Where's the, I'm America first.
Me too.
I will not. The only other flag I will fly is the Trump flag, just because I like to stir the pot. But the only other country's flag that I will ever fly, and if you can't tell by the color of my beard and all the rest of that, is the Irish flag, and that'll be during the month of March, because everybody's St. Patrick's.
Correct.
Everyone is Irish the month of, and that's the only time I will fly another flag of any other country. But it's America first.
Correct.
And all these people, well, all these other people that, Ukraine this and Ukraine that, where's your stand with Israel flag?
Right.
I don't see that, but you know what? To each is their own. And Robert said the state flag. I'll be honest with you, Robert, I don't even fly the state flag because,
I do sometimes fly the state flag, and I
don't put it on my social media
to, do police officer flags or, then I do holiday flags. But you're right. I'm with you. I post a lot on social media, but I had some people, give me some guff. They're like, you are for the Jewish people. Why didn't you put that up there? I said, I don't want to appear because I didn't do it before October the 7th. And by the way, that was my birthday. So when I keep hearing on the news and different stuff, October 7th, it's like, But I did.
And doesn't she look great for 39, folks?
I do. I'm 39. Thank you so much. But it was like, I feel like disingenuous to put up, not because I am not Jewish, but I do absolutely support the Jewish people. I absolutely do. And no, I don't support Palestine, whatever that is. I mean, we could break that down on a different show. There's whatever. But Jewish people are not raised to strap on a bomb and go in and kill a bunch of people. That's not how they're raised. But a lot of people that are over there that are Palestinians, and I know, I'm going to take off. Not everybody that is Muslim is going to come out and kill you. But many of them are born and raised. You could look at a 10-year-old, and we've played video on this show before that a 10-year-old will tell you, I hate the Jews.
It's because they've been groomed.
They're bred.
They've been groomed to do that. And Donna said on the chat line, I wish people would just fly the original United States
Amen,
flag.
sister. Amen.
I don't know if Donna is aware of this, but we have what's called the battle flag and we have the peace flag.
Mm-hmm.
So in the United States of America, corporation, I will caveat that.
Yes.
The red, white, and blue that everyone thinks as our national flag is our battle flag. It's our war flag.
Mm-hmm.
Our peace flag, if you look at, I believe it's the Coast Guard. Our peace flag is the Coast Guard's flag, but minus the Coast Guard logo. So it's a white, red, and the field of the stars is a white field, I believe, with blue stars, and that is our actual national flag. And then what we think is our regular flag is our battle flag. So that's just a little tidbit. That's a fun fact for our guy over on Rumble.
Our fun
Look it
fact.
up. Look it up.
Okay, well, for our guy over on Rumble or anything else, before we do this new thing that you brought up, I just want to lighten it up before we do that. Joe, see if you can find the video that it's the black lady, orange man. It's just kind of funny, and it makes me laugh, and the hypocrisy of the whole BLM and all of that is just a hoot. So if we can lighten the mood with that video. Did you find that?
And while you're watching that video, start thinking of 80s rock songs.
Yes. All right. Here's the video. This is just a fun video, but it makes me laugh.
Now, I never in a million years thought my black ass would be saying this. But hurry up! Shit! Stay your hands out of jail long enough, hurry up! Damn, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Orange Man. I ain't mean to do that to you. But these motherfuckers, they ain't tripping. These motherfuckers, they ain't tripping. They tripping. They tripping. Hurry up. Come on. Come on. Because I don't know if I'm going to make it long. I don't know if I'm making much longer. Come on. Bring your ass on. Can we vote now? Can we vote before you go to jail? Maybe it'll keep you out of jail. Huh? Can we vote now? And to keep you out of jail because you'll be up under the presidency? I'm sorry, Mr. Trump. We shouldn't have let you go. We should have.
That just makes me laugh because I know a lot of people now do feel that way, that they didn't vote for him, and she's being silly. Heck, I don't know whether she voted for him or not, but I kind of feel like that. Hurry up. Well, we're losing our country.
You know it's getting serious when she's getting to the point to where she can't even talk.
Right. She can't even talk.
That's when it's serious.
We can't even talk.
Well, you're so dumbfounded.
We are so dumbfounded.
So we have a brand new segment that I was talking to Lizzie last night. I'm like, let's, during that transition between the 2 hours, let's bring something a little new to the to the forum, and so we're going to call this one. It's Music Madness. So we're going to have a bracket like your traditional March Madness bracket, and what we're going to do is Lizzie, Joe, myself, and we're also going to be taking some notations from the chat line.
Yes.
So if you have your favorite 80s rock song, we're going to put them out, and we're going to try to get down to what we think as a collective audience as the number one 80s rock band.
Is it band or song?
Song.
Okay.
Yeah, 80s rock song. So that could be any genre or any band of the 80s, but 80s rock songs. So I'm gonna start this off with our resident musician back there on the guy. I just put Joe on the spot. He's like,
I'm not a musician at all whatsoever. What? I'm in the industry.
You're in the industry.
I could not play a note.
Well, okay. So here's my question, Joe. Because you were a kid of the 80s and everything. Did you have a favorite 80s rock song by chance?
I'm sitting here trying to rack my brain, and the only thing Van Halen comes to mind. Something off of 1984. Like Jump or something.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say Jump. He's going to say Jump.
Okay. So Jump by Van Halen. Lizzie, how about yourself?
Okay. I'm going to go.
I know you're cheating over there, which is fine.
Well, no. This is just my list.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go with something, say, Michael Jackson.
Ooh.
And I'm going to say Beat It.
Ooh. Very nice.
I'll tell you what, I changed mine to California Girls by Van Halen.
All right. So we're going.
So change that.
California. Would you say California Girls?
Yeah, it was a big song.
Okay. I wonder if that's what Katy Perry got hers off of.
Probably.
Yeah.
California Girls, Van Halen. And I was a huge fan, or I still am, but I'm a huge fan of Journey. So my Journey song is going to be Don't Stop Believing.
Oh, Annette, I like yours. The Police.
Oh, yeah, I like the Police too.
So what we'll do on the chat line.
Okay, let's see. Okay, we've got.
We can just go down because we got a bunch of
some.
And that just says Police, but let's say Message in a Bottle.
Message in a Bottle.
Okay. All right. Do you want another one from the chat line?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right. Jill is saying "We Built the City" by Starship.
Yeah, that's a good one. And that's one of those songs where if you're like at a dance or at a wedding and everything, you hear that come on and you can tell all the 80s kids.
You can.
So we built this city.
All right. And I'm going to
go. Oh, big one. Eye of the Tiger.
Oh,
That was Eye of the Tiger was
that was a biggie.
Huge.
I don't know if it would be considered a rock song, but
it was a rock 80s.
What was the AIDS song that everybody did?
Oh, We Are the
World. Yeah,
that was
a huge.
Was that a Michael Jackson one?
It was
partially. I mean, yeah, there was a bunch of stars on it.
Because if I'm not mistaken, that was one of the big songs when we actually had good artists during the
Quincy Jones. Is the one that
we had that during the Super Bowl. When Michael Jackson,
you know
what? Let's put it on there. We Are the World.
Okay, we have Master of Puppets by Metallica.
Ooh, Metallica, great band.
I don't know how popular. I mean, what is the deciding factor here? Like
it's
on
80s
the top chart.
No, it's just
it'll
whoever's
be
favorite. Yeah, whoever's.
We'll boil it down once we get.
Once we fill this out, we're gonna put them head to head, and we're gonna find out. What was that song that they said?
We Are the World.
We Are the World. Billy Joel. We didn't start the fire. That's a good one.
Yeah, I love Billy Joel. Love it.
Dancing in the Streets with David Bowie and Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
I don't know if this would win, but a lot of people during that period of time liked Cyndi Lauper. Girls
just want to have fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen. I mean, that's totally 80s.
Okay. We'll
Born in East LA.
Yeah. Okay. We're not using this one. There is some creepo guy on Facebook that says La Villa Stragolagata or whatever. Isn't that a Rush song?
You got me.
Yeah. Okay.
I was a kid in the 80s.
There you go.
So what's wrong with Rush?
Nothing. Russia's great, but I can't ever say that word. That's my husband putting on there because whenever we play, like charades or whatever, nobody can ever guess that one. That's always fun. What about now this is early 80s, but what about Rick James and Super Freak?
Super
Freak?
Yeah, that's considered a rock.
Yeah, 80s. I don't know that would have been considered rock, but
I don't know.
It was
is that more funk?
Probably more funk. Do you want funk on there?
Well, we're sticking to we're doing rock. I figure, rock bands like Foreigner, Simple Minds, U2, stuff like that.
All right. I love rock and roll.
I love rock and roll. That's a definite one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now would this be considered rock and roll from Queen? I Want to Break Free. There's Queen.
Well, that's definitely rock.
Queen is definitely rock.
Well, I get that, but is that song?
It doesn't matter. Even Queen's ballads are rock.
Yeah,
right?
You got to put Queen on there.
Yeah, anything Queen.
Anything Queen.
You know what? One of my favorite Queen ones it's kind of like that off one was Radio Gaga.
Radio Gaga. Yeah.
And if anyone ever has watched the movie about Freddie Mercury and Queen, and at one point you can go on YouTube and look up the real Farm Aid version, and they actually put it right next to the movie version. And I'll tell you what, the actor that played Freddie Mercury studied him so well that if you didn't know what you were watching, you would almost think that the live the movie version of Live Aid was the actual Live Aid, because down to his mannerisms and everything. The way that he held the microphone, the half microphone stand and all the rest of that, it was just crazy. David said Bohemian Rhapsody. Obviously, that's one of those you have to have on an 80s rock.
Aaron Bland says Tom Sawyer.
Oh,
Rush.
yeah, by Rush. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
That reminds me of Tom and Jeff.
Yeah. Oh, I bet it does.
We have. All right, we're gonna go to the chat line for one more song, and I believe Jill, you got it. Def Leppard's "Pour Some Sugar on Me."
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I remember roller skating to that song.
Yeah, I can remember roller
Speaking of roller skating, my son turns 10 years old on Friday, and for his birthday party, wanted a roller skating party, and so I was just like. I was very excited because I'm like, all right, it's starting to come back. The roller skating rinks are. All right, so we have our 16 top rock songs. We got Beat It, Built This City, Don't Stop Believin', Dancing in the Streets, We Didn't Start the Fire, I Love Rock and Roll, Bohemian Rhapsody, Tom Sawyer, California Girl, Message in a Bottle, Eye of the Tiger, We Are the World, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Born in the USA, Pour Some Sugar on Me, and Radio Gaga. So for the first bracket, we have Beat It versus Built This City. Joe, which are the two?
I'm going to have to say Beat It. Probably beat him out on the top charts. So I'd have to say Beat It. Probably the superior.
Beat It for Joe. Lizzie?
Beat It.
Two Beat It goes because there's only three of us here. We'll have to do this on maybe a Friday when there's multiple people. And you have basically the studio audience.
And so what do you guys think? What are you saying, Joe?
I'm basing my decision on top charts.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
Not personal, it's not.
No, I get it.
Got it. And I'm going to base mine on personal. Okay, so we have a Beat It from the chat line. So we'll take. Okay, so that's what we're going to do is we're going to do us three, and then if somebody says it on the chat line,
that'll work. Second one is Don't Stop Believin' by Journey and Dancing in the Streets. Joe?
Don't Stop Believing.
Definitely.
Even though I'm the one that said Dancing in the Streets. Don't Stop Believing.
I agree with that one. Lizzie?
I'm going to say Dancing in the Streets.
All right. Let's go with the next two people on the chat line. Don't Stop Believing or Dancing in the Streets.
All right. Chat lines are.
Aaron and Jill said Journey. So Don't Stop Believing. The next one is We Didn't Start the Fire.
Well, what are you saying?
I said, I put Don't Stop Believing as that one. So yeah, that's a no-brainer for me.
Very good.
We Didn't Start the Fire and I Love Rock and Roll. Joe?
God, I Love Rock and Roll had to probably be the bigger hit, even though they're both great songs.
They are both great songs. Lizzie?
I'm going to say I Love Rock and Roll.
You know what? I like both of them. I'm going to go with We Didn't Start the Fire. It's one of those songs that once you start listening to it, it's a catchy tune. So we're going to go to the chat line. Next two people, we're going to go. We Didn't Start the Fire. Or I Love Rock and Roll.
It looks like we have more I Love Rock.
We got some rock and roll.
Okay.
Rock and roll goes.
In the chat line. Okay.
All right. Bohemian Rhapsody versus Tom Sawyer.
Rhapsody.
Gosh. Oh, that is.
Even though
you probably could have put anything up against Bohemian Rhapsody.
Right. Oh,
I'm not even going to worry about that because I think that's unanimous.
Yeah. Okay.
California Girl versus Message in a Bottle. Let's go to the chat line. The first four people in the chat line. We're going to go with yours. California Girl or Message in a Bottle.
It's actually California Girls. I think Katy Perry is a California Girl.
Okay. Yeah. So
what are my choices?
California Girls or Message in a Bottle?
I'm going to say Message in a Bottle.
Joe, what do you think?
I'm going to say Message in a Bottle.
We got some California Girls going on the chat line. Message in a Bottle.
You're going to have to. Okay.
You're what?
Tied, so you're going to have to be the tiebreaker.
I'll be honest.
You're the tiebreaker.
I like Message in a Bottle.
Okay, so Message in the Bottle.
Yeah, we'll go with Message in a Bottle. This would be a good one for Eric Johnson.
Yeah, we're going to have to do this
playing the bass and everything.
When Kelly,
we
will do this on a Friday for sure.
Eye of the Tiger versus We Are the World. Totally two different. Man, this is kind of a powerhouse one against each other.
Yeah,
Eye of the Tiger or We Are the World.
If I'm sticking to my top charts, I'm going to have to say We Are the World because I think it was probably a big.
I would agree that it was.
I'm going to say Eye of the Tiger though. What did you say?
Eye of the Tiger was
Eye of the Tiger, when I think of Eye of the Tiger, I think Rocky running up the stairs and at the top, just doing that. But
our
chat line is with the Eye of the Tiger also. So.
Okay.
Girls Just Want to Have Fun versus Born in the USA. Joe?
Oh, wow.
So I say,
as far as top
grab your inner Cyndi Lauper and start,
I mean, I guess Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
I'm going to say Girls Going to Have Fun because I can't do Bruce Springsteen, even though the song, I can't.
Somebody in the chat line goes, neither.
Right. I agree with that. I'm going to say Girls. Yeah. Well, we've got a couple people.
As I say, it's pretty split on the chat line.
You're the tiebreaker again.
You know what? I'm going to go with a little Cyndi Lauper.
Okay. All right.
That surprises me about you with Bruce Springsteen because he's so America,
But he isn't. He's a raging left liberal.
Okay. Never mind.
Born in the USA.
Well, it's like you said, Joe.
Liberal.
It's like you said, Joe is born in East LA.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. No, if he came in this room, I'd be like, that kind of was a good song. You came out and said your politics.
Well, it's like any good singer or whatever. I don't buy a ticket to go hear their politics. I want to hear the
right. I really normally don't care about politics with songs because I just like it if I like it. But he's so insufferable.
Well, and the older I get, it's like I bought a ticket for a seat. I don't want to stand. You dance. You sing. You do the work. I'm tired.
Right?
Last one in the bracket before we go to the 8 is Pour Some Sugar on Me versus Radio Gaga. Joe?
Pour Some Sugar on Me.
I'm going to say Radio Gaga.
I'm a big Queen fan, so I'm going to go Radio Gaga. So let's go to the Facebook chat line. Pour Some Sugar on Me or Radio Gaga.
Is Radio Gaga an 80s
Radio
or is that
Gaga.
70s?
I believe
Radio Gaga.
I don't know. Look it up real fast.
I will look it up because that's a good question. Are you looking it up?
The chat line's saying Def Leppard. I mean, the chat line is overwhelmingly saying Def Leppard. So we're going to go Pour, but yeah, that's a good question.
It was 1984.
Is it 84? Okay.
All right.
They
didn't pick it anyways.
We got the top 8. We got Michael Jackson's Beat It versus Journey's Don't Stop Believin'. Joe.
Good Lord.
That's
Beat It is probably top charts, but I mean, is my personal preference.
Well, go with your gut.
Yeah, go with whatever you want.
I'm going to say Beat It's the bigger hit for
Lizzie?
Sure.
I'm saying Beat It.
I'm going to go against you guys. I'm a big Journey fan. I'm going to go with Don't Stop Believin'. So let's see what the chat line.
Okay, so we've got a Beat It.
We've got
a Journey, a Beat It.
It's split pretty well.
All right, Journey.
A lot more Journey.
Okay, so it looks like I don't know.
It's
still split.
It's very
too.
split. So
don't stop. Okay,
I'll tell you what.
We'll go for 2 more on the chat.
I'm gonna pull a rank on there. David Sparks, you're on the chat line. Tell me, don't stop believing or beat it.
Do. Yeah, well, it sounds like he's.
David Sparks says Journey.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. I Love Rock and Roll versus Bohemian Rhapsody. This is starting to get harder.
Yeah, it is.
I Love Rock and Roll versus Bohemian Rhapsody.
Still Rhapsody.
Oh, it's got.
I'm going to say Rhapsody.
Rhapsody, it is. I'm sorry. There's,
Yeah.
It's too iconic.
Yeah, with all three of us.
Now, when you hear the Bohemian Rhapsody, what comes to mind?
I mean, come on. I already know where you're going.
What comes to mind?
Great singer.
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, what's the first thing that pops in your head?
Came out of the closet?
No.
I mean, I don't know.
Wayne's World. Yeah. Driving down in the
Yes. Wayne's World.
Wayne's World
said it too. Yeah.
Which is totally not 80s, but
right. For sure it is. It's such a good song.
On the other side of the bracket, we got Message.
Although somebody just said Bohemian Rhapsody was the 70s.
Was that late 70s?
If it is, then we can't use it.
Ooh.
Aaron just said that. So let's see. Because if it is, we have to take it out and go with the other one.
Yeah, we will have to go with rock and roll.
75.
Okay, Aaron, thank God you're on the chat line. He's catching us.
See, that's the great thing about this little segment is the fact that we learn something new.
We do.
And
so you have to just go.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get rid of Bohemian Rhapsody, and we're gonna go rock and roll. I Love Rock and Roll versus Tom Sawyer, because that was the one that Bohemian Rhapsody beat. So I Love Rock and Roll and Tom Sawyer.
I Love Rock and Roll.
Yeah, I'm with that one too. I don't know.
What was the two choices?
Tom Sawyer and I Love Rock and Roll.
I'm going to go with Tom Sawyer.
I'm going to go with I Love Rock and Roll for the simple fact that I don't really know Tom Sawyer that well.
Okay.
Lizzie likes to take the underdog.
You know what? I enjoy the good underdog. So let's go to the chat line. Aaron, since you were the one that gave us the good notation on
rush Tom Sawyer. Okay, so our chat line is way over the top with Tom Sawyer.
So I will tell you this, Aaron Bland, you picked Rush, and Rush is gonna go. How's that sound?
We're gonna do it there.
Thank you for checking us on that.
The chat line is awesome today. They always are awesome.
And chat line, if you like this little segment, give us a bunch of likes on this. We really appreciate it.
We're testing it out to see if it would be something that we would want to do. So if you guys like it, we will do it. And it seems like we got a lot of.
And Aaron, keep in mind, mine are based on top charts. He's all booing me in the chat.
Go ahead and boo him. You can boo him. I'm just doing based on what I like.
As I say, I'm doing personal preference.
Me too.
Joe is a little more critical on this, going top charts and everything. But either way, it's not wrong. I mean,
no, it's not wrong.
It's just
wrong.
an
You
opinion.
can do it for whatever way you want to do it.
Aaron says he was a toddler
in the 80s.
Aaron, will you divulge what year you were born?
Yeah, I would like to know that. I graduated from both high school and college in the 80s. So I was totally into this 80s music.
I was born in 1981. I was just on the back end of the Gen Xers. Okay. But I call myself a Gen Xer. So Aaron's 86. That would put you at 30.
So he was born in 86. I was a year out of high school at that point.
It's amazing because you're 39 years old.
I know. I don't know how that happened. I think it was time travel. I think that's what it was.
On the other side, we got Message in a Bottle versus Eye of the Tiger. Message in a Bottle, Eye of the Tiger. Joe.
All right, I'm going to go against my formula, and I'm just going to say Message in a Bottle.
Message in a Bottle it's a catchy one.
I had the Police box set back in tape format.
Oh, in cassette tape format. That's we call that vintage now.
So say it again.
Message in a Bottle by the Police or Eye of the Tiger.
That is a really hard one for me. Really hard. I like them both, but I'm going to say Eye of the Tiger.
So question for you, Lizzie, when you were out there dancing the night away at high school, were these two songs probably ones that were...
Yeah, they were definitely.
Oh, I guarantee it was.
They were.
Sure. You know what's funny about that? Same with me when I was in high school.
You know what song, but it wasn't one. What's that song by George Michael, but it wouldn't have been rock?
Oh,
I Want Your Sex or whatever that thing is. People were dancing like
faith.
That. Like
faith. Gotta have faith.
We gotta have faith.
Yeah, because they made the parody of that one. I believe it was Weird Al Yankovic. Didn't he do a parody of that one?
I think he did.
Yeah.
And then somebody else did a parody when George Michael got caught
When he got caught.
Yes, when
We'll
he
just
got caught.
leave it at that, because
put your own.
when he got caught, I used to
put
really
your own
like
whatever
back
in there.
then.
So message in a bottle
Put
and
your
Eye of the
own in
Tiger.
there.
Joe has message in a bottle. What do you got, Lizzie?
Eye of the Tiger.
Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with message in a bottle. I like what you're going with that, Joe. It's one of those catchy tunes.
Yeah.
Even though, I always think of Eye of the Tiger with Rocky and everything, but message in a bottle just has that dance type of song. So
yeah, it does.
We're going to go with Jill. I'm going to let you, you be the deciding factor. Message in a bottle or Eye of the Tiger. Jill, tell me what it is.
What is it, Jill? Which one you want? What do you like, girl?
Coming down to Jill. What do you think?
Jill, which one?
Message in a bottle or Eye of the Tiger?
Lisa says she graduated in 81. There you go.
Wow.
All right, Jill.
I am
hello,
the big Jill.
Calling Jill. She says, I kill the lead vocals on Eye of the Tiger. So I'm
Jill,
guessing.
Jill says river all day.
Okay.
So message in a bottle.
All right.
Right?
Yep.
River.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, she's saying tiger.
Tiger. I'm like,
tiger.
why does it say river?
I was like, wait a minute, tiger.
Well,
Because she
you
says
can
that she
put a
can kill the
message in a bottle
lead
in her.
vocal.
So you can throw the message in the bottle in the river, but
You could.
all right, for the last one in the 8, girls just want to have fun and Def Leppard's Pour Some Sugar on Me. Now, this is another one to where if you were at a wedding or a dance and everything, you're going to hear both of these songs even in the 80s, but you're also going to hear them in times today. So, Joe.
I have to go with the strip club anthem.
Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Yeah.
And today.
Is it sad that I know that too?
Today, for sure, I like Pour Some Sugar on Me. But back in the 80s, I liked Cyndi Lauper's song. So I guess I'll go with me today.
Okay.
Pour Some Sugar on Me.
I'm going to go with Pour Some Sugar on Me also because.
Yeah.
We'll just
leave it
keep
at that. We'll just leave it at that.
All right. The last 4 in the countdown. We're going to go with Don't Stop Believin' versus Tom Sawyer. Don't Stop Believin', Tom Sawyer.
Oh, this is okay. Here
Joe.
we go, chat line.
Sawyer.
Okay, so say it again.
Don't Stop Believin' versus Tom Sawyer.
Tom Sawyer.
I'm going to go with Don't Stop Believin', but
okay,
it sounds
so now
like...
we have to see what
all
the
right,
chat line
chat
says.
line.
So chat line, which one do you want? We need at least 3-4 people. Okay, Sawyer. Aaron says it's a rough one.
Annette says Sawyer.
Let's see what else comes up. Rush.
Todd says Rush.
Yep, we need one more.
I like it. Jill says totally strip
Flip
club
a coin.
anthem.
We're gonna see one more. I think it's gonna be.
As I say, the next person is gonna decide
it. Okay. Don't Stop Believing.
Daryl says, "Really, Tom Sawyer?" LOL.
Okay.
Tammy says, "Don't
supposedly."
Supposedly. Well, every time I do a wedding reception, "Don't Stop Believing" is one of the main songs. So we're going to go with the next person that comes on the chat line with either Don't Stop Believing or Tom Sawyer. You decide it.
Okay. Here on Rumble, it says Sawyer.
Rumble says Sawyer.
Yep. Rumble says
Sawyer. It is.
Frida, ma'am, 1776 says.
I ain't the guy that called me an ass clown or
no,
something.
that's ground zero. It says you're a shit for brain. And actually,
you even added your own. Like that wasn't even what he said.
That is not what he said. No,
that's okay.
After we called him out, he hasn't said much.
The last time I was here, I was doing cocaine and all the rest of that fun stuff. So
that's
I figured,
right.
I think he called you shit for brains, but now you're an ass clown.
All right.
God.
On the other side of the bracket, we have Eye of the Tiger and Pour Some Sugar on Me. Joe.
That's
a hard one.
Yeah. They're definitely getting more difficult, but I'm going to still stick with the Pour Some Sugar on Me.
You got the strip club anthem.
Yep.
Lizzie, I know you were.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, honey.
It's sorry about that. Say it again. I was looking at somebody on the chat line. Sorry.
So we have the strip club anthem.
Okay.
Versus Eye of the Tiger. She's over here going, I don't want people to know that I've been there before.
Well, no, it's Eye of the Tiger. As an athlete, it would be Eye of the Tiger. Eye of the Tiger.
It's either the strip club anthem or the Rocky theme.
Yeah, the Rocky theme or the strip club anthem.
Okay, so let's see what our chat line. Okay, so
I'm going to go. Joe and I are with the strip club anthem.
Okay.
And it looks like we're still.
Wow, it looks like they're split.
We're still split on that one. Very, very cool. It's a nice, fun segment. The fact that we're getting.
Okay, I think we're getting more Def Leppard.
I believe we are getting more Def Leppard too. So pour some sugar on me. The final two in the first Music Madness or Madness bracket system on cancelthisshow.com. We have Tom Sawyer versus Pour Some Sugar on Me. And Joe is going crap. But I kind of have an idea what he's going to probably say. Joe, are we still dancing on the pole?
Are you dancing on a pole? I think
we're still dancing on a pole because I really think I'm not real sure about top charts on this one, but I know Pour Some Sugar on Me was really big.
I'm going with Pour Some Sugar on Me.
I'm going with Tom Sawyer.
Ooh, here we go.
Let's see what
chat line decide who is the winner of the inaugural Music Madness on cancelthisshow.com. Rush versus Steppenwolf, two bands. Oh, yeah, Aaron's seen both bands live.
Yeah, we've got a sugar. We got some sugars on Rumble.
Fun fact: Def Leppard was the first band I've ever seen in concert live.
Really?
I was 15 years old. My cousin took me to see Def Leppard, and I did not realize that the drummer only had one arm.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go. My daughter has a Def Leppard shirt.
It looks like.
It says,
on
love
the chat
both,
line,
but which one gets you fired up? Which one gets you fired up?
Personally,
yeah,
the strip club anthem, to be honest with you. I mean, especially after a good night of drinking and you're on the dance floor.
I'm thinking by seeing on the chat line, it's Def Leppard.
I'm agreeing. So the winner of the first bracket challenge, we'll call this one Music Madness because different things we could do, like Movie Madness or whatever. So the first inaugural Music Madness, the winner is Def Leppard's Pour Some Sugar on Me. So thank you, everybody,
Bravo, chat line,
for having some fun with us this morning.
Yeah, and we know it went a little long. The only complaint we really got is it went a little long, but we started from ground zero instead of bringing it to the 8 because we've never done it before.
Yeah, sure.
And since we don't want a copyright strike, we will not be playing the winner today.
Yes, no. I mean,
no,
just imagine
Joe's going to sing it for you.
Diamond on table 1. Come on down.
Okay, Joe, sing it. Sing it away. Come on.
Don't forget to try the fish.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
It comes with French fries. It's the special of the day. Get you a nice ice cold Budweiser. Woo-hoo-hoo. Make sure you tip your bartenders and your dancers this evening.
And your dancer and get some dollars.
Thank you for coming
the
out
dollars
tonight.
Gonna make it
rain.
Yeah, bring you out the dollars.
Wow, this is a hell of a transition.
This is a hell of a transition.
On stage 3.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to make a hard left turn real fast, but before we do that, we want to shout out to our sponsors.
Yes,
we got Strategic Air Services, wonderful studio that we're in. If you're ever wanting to do private air, get a hold of Kevin or any of the folks here at Strategic Air Services. You'd be surprised. You get enough people together for a private flight. Or you don't want to hassle with the day-to-day at the airport, and you want to get there refreshed to your location that you're wanting to go. Give them a call or email at Strategic Air Services. Kevin and his team will definitely take care of you. We also have Route 66. Route 66 for all of your cannabis needs, gummies, flour, different stuff like that. Joe went would you go this week?
Yeah, I went a couple days ago.
And then we had Ham in the studio yesterday and full of knowledge when it comes to that. And if like Ham said, if there's certain things that you like that they don't have, let them know. And also make sure you tell them you heard about them on Cancel This, and you will get a discount. That is one of those things where in that industry you don't have that flexibility of discounts, but Cancel This, tell them you heard of them on Cancel This, and you will get a discount there. I apologize. My brain just kind of went.
Complete
auto.
Yeah, it's complete auto body and
repair.
And
yes,
they've got lots of locations in the St. Louis.
Go ahead and talk about them for a minute, because you have firsthand knowledge.
Yes, we go to the Cottleville location and just go in and say you're with Cancel This. And I know maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it. We couldn't get in, but then when I said, "Hey, we're with Cancel This," come right on in. So if you ever can't get your car in, and my kids have done it, other people have done it, and because they're very busy, as all car places are, they're looking for people, they're looking to hire people. But and I didn't say I was even on the show. I just said I'm with, I calling because I heard it on Cancel This. Boom, we got right in. We were done in within 2 hours. So, I mean, I highly recommend if you go there, just name drop the show and you'll get right in.
And that's not just for car service. If they have towing and much more. And if you're looking for a job and a position, they are hiring. So get a hold of Complete Auto Body and Repair.
Yeah.
Joe, who else we have? I apologize. Wenty's. Yes.
Wenty's.
Why could I not forget about Wenty's?
You can't. They have Joe is just so enamored with their wings.
I love the smoked wings.
Oh, they're so good. And you know what? Go there, you guys. I know we're going to go there this week because somebody in my family is dying for their French dip. They have the best French dip. I mean, they've got all kinds of good stuff.
So I'm going to tell you, if you go to Wenty's, try the sweet hot teriyaki smoked wings.
Yum.
I'm telling you.
Well, so yesterday you guys had the pizza and everything. Man, that looked good.
It was honestly as good as it looked. And Tanner Dallas is it's almost like I am a proud mama with him. I don't even know him that well, but we know of each other. And I go to the location in O'Fallon, the Chicken Feathers, and it truly is really good. And he's 27.
But I will tell you,
he's a badass.
I will tell you this on the name of pizza. Wenty's has a New York style pizza.
I've not had that.
I have not been there to have that yet, but I saw that Ben
pizza is good.
I saw Ben posted a couple weeks ago about a New York style pizza, and if anybody doesn't know, Ben and his wife are from New York, so you are getting authentic,
yes,
New York style pizza. If you want one of them, the burgers, burgers are amazing.
And you know what? If you go into Wenty's and it's in the Chesterfield Airport area, not too far from
the Chesterfield Valley
services, go in there too and just go get a seat and then say, "Hey, I heard you on Cancel This," and Ben and Marla will come over and talk to you. They're so personable. They're really, really great.
Very much so.
I got to go back as I have one of their plates.
Did you steal one of their plates?
No. I was getting ready to leave and he's like, "Oh, here's a plate and here's a cupcake." And it was like this amazing, humongous cupcake. And I don't think they always have them. And so I got to go back and return the plate.
So we have a recommendation of the smoked wings from Joe. I recommend you try the New York style pizza, which I am going to be getting my friends to come and get that eventually. Donna says they're famous onion rings.
They are.
I have had the onion rings. They are amazing.
They are amazing. They are amazing.
And stop by. Tell them you heard about them on Cancel This. And
they'll take Ben
and his wife will take amazing care of you.
They're wonderful. And we just got a text. We got couple texts that came in that I want to talk about, that we were supposed to have Nicole Jenkins. And she texted Vic actually and said, "Oh my God, my tire just blew out on the highway." And so she's right now waiting for roadside assistance. And so she's not going to be in today. And she said it sucks because she's really fired up. And I know one of the things that she was going to talk about, but the other one, I have no idea what she was talking about.
Hey, if she's listening right now, maybe we can send her a link. She can, while she's waiting for the tow truck, she can jump on
she absolutely could.
The live with us. So I'll you go ahead and send that to Nicole. Were there any other advertisers we need to go with, Joe?
I think that's it.
I think we covered it really well. We've got some new advertisers coming in November, but we'll talk about them. Well, it is November, but we're going to be talking about them the beginning of next week, I should say. Oh, but you know what? This just came in. The far left, and this is, I think a lot of us already knew about this, but this is according to Gateway Pundit, that the far left CNN officially, they've been saying it, but officially closes its world news headquarters in Atlanta after more than 35 years.
Isn't that the place that they had like a bunch of bricks just hanging around their building when the riots or whatever were happening down in Atlanta?
And they just happened to have the bricks there.
They weren't doing any construction.
Yeah.
CancelThisShow.com. Like, follow, share. You can watch us Monday through Friday, 8 to 10. It's the fastest 2 hours in podcasting.
Absolutely.
Share with your friends and, just
Yeah.
Send us likes, send us stars. You can go to the merch page and get you an item. But in transition to this, Lizzie, there is something that is going to be coming out shortly, if it's not already, on Prime and
Oh, I'm so excited about that,
Freevee.
Joe. We have a picture of it, and it's a Christmas movie that is coming out. It's called A Christmas Vintage. And the reason why I'm even bringing this up, I know a lot of people love Hallmark, but they're getting a little bit upset with Hallmark. This is called A Christmas Vintage, and where it was filmed, for any of you that are in the Midwest, specifically Missouri, it was filmed in Herman, Missouri last year during Christmas time, and it's coming out. It should be out later on today, and it's called A Christmas Vintage, and you can find it on, if you have Prime, like Amazon Prime
or Freevee.
Freevee. Yes. So I just wanted to plug that, since I don't know these two actors personally, but there's some of our listeners that had told me about it, that they know those actors personally.
I'm not a wine connoisseur, but if you are a connoisseur of wine, the St. Louis area and its surrounding areas, like Herman, Missouri, are very well known for their wines and their wineries.
Augusta, Herman. Yeah.
Yes, and Crystal said
Defiance area. There,
Yes.
if you're a wine connoisseur, or if it's a nice day and you just want to go out for enjoy the weather, you can stop at any of the local wineries in the St. Louis area and just outside the area, like Herman, Missouri, and make a picnic day with it. Obviously it's getting colder. I know a lot of them have fireplaces and everything. So if you're into freezing your butt off and everything with a nice bottle of wine, then so be it.
And Crystal, who is one of our people that gets us sponsors and that sort of thing, and they're also the people who make our coffee, she watched this movie last night. So, and she said it was really good. So I think I need to be watching it real soon.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you.
You're going to refrain, aren't you? I don't know that the men in my house would be watching. My father-in-law would watch it.
Well, it's the fact that, I always hear at the stroke of midnight on, when it turns to November 1st, it's like, gotta get the trees out. No.
I know. I'm one of those.
Put the tree up on the 22nd of December and take it down like at 7:00 on the 25th.
Yeah, bah humbug. My husband would be like that too. He's like, you can't put it up a day before Thanksgiving. And he used to travel a lot. So I finally completely bucked him when he was out of town. It was all beautiful wonderland before Thanksgiving.
So question for you. Are you a real tree or a fake tree?
Both.
Mm-hmm. You have a house? You have both in your house?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. We do the cutting down the Christmas tree and all that kind of stuff. And, for a couple years, though, we didn't have a real tree because they do bring in some bugs. And 2 years in a row, they brought in a lot of bugs in our house. So we didn't do it, but I think we're going to pray for no bugs. Yeah, we're one of those that every room in our house has a Christmas tree.
No.
Yeah, it's so fun.
No.
I love it. I love it so much.
Did you get a hold of Nicole and see if she wants to?
I haven't heard from her. I haven't heard from her. So I don't know. But one of the things, and Vic and I hit it a little bit yesterday, was this is one of the things that she was going to hit. And she had inside knowledge of what's going on in the city of St. Louis. And a lot of you can Google this in, and you can find out something that says Office of New Americans. So if you will see the major cities that has this office, and we hit on it a little bit yesterday. Tashura Jones, who is the mayor of the city of St. Louis, she is setting up one of those offices. I think she's already has it set up, and forgive me because Nicole had the whole details on that. And what it is our city is taking all of these illegals of all different nationalities from Chicago. Now, if you live in Connecticut, you might be taking them from New York. So the big cities are being overrun with illegals. And right now, ironically, the city of St. Louis does not have that many illegals, but they're about ready to get it. And when they come to this new office, they're taking our Missouri taxpayer money to give them food, lodging, and all of that. So if you think it's not here, and if it's in the city of St. Louis, it's going to come out to your suburbs. Now, it's already in our suburbs, but right now, most of our suburbs, you don't know what the nationality is. They're taking all of these illegals and saying, you have a home. I'm afraid they're going to let them vote too.
Well,
so
here's the question. What did you say? The office of
it's called the Office of New Americans. They're not even Americans. They're illegals.
As I say, New Americans would be legal Americans.
Yeah, Joe's got that put up.
So,
Yes. And like Donna's saying, churches are hiding the illegals around here. And that is the truth. I know that there's Catholic churches here in Missouri that when the Archdiocese combined them, they gave, I know in O'Fallon, Missouri, has a specific church for non-speaking, not necessarily Mexican, just non-speaking. So basically, you're American, but you can go there, but you can't really understand people, and they really don't want you there. You can go to your, what's sad about this is they're taking American churches, American Catholic churches, and I'm sure.
I'm sure it's probably just not Catholic. It's probably all denominations.
It is all denominations are doing that. And during the pandemic, you can tell, and I know so many smart people on our chat line have brought this up. You could tell if your church went woke, how they handled the pandemic. The Methodist church shut their churches completely down, and the pastors sat in their house like this.
They were in their house?
Oh. Yeah, they were in their houses. Yes, the Methodist church literally shut their churches completely down. And it was for what it seemed like a long time.
Wow.
So, I mean, yeah. So now.
So we have an Office of New Americans in the city of St. Louis.
In the city of St. Louis.
And I'm assuming this is going to be in the office is going to be there in City Hall.
Probably.
Probably. And since City Hall is a public building.
Correct. Yeah, so
you can stand there with a sign that basically says these are not Americans, right?
You could stand out there, but you know where you're going to stand next to when you go there? You're going to stand by all the homeless camps that are right there on City Hall. They're still there.
It's amazing that we as a country cannot take care of our homeless veterans.
That's a shame.
We can't feed or anything like that, but we will take in thousands and thousands of illegal immigrants. I'll call them aliens, immigrants, whatever you want to call them. They're not here legally.
Mm-hmm.
And Captain Rumble is probably going to call me some kind of ass.
You're going to shit for brains.
Whatever. But this is asinine.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. It's the fact that they're soaking up our resources for one. These are our taxpayer dollars, and bringing however many they bring here. Where are they going to house them? Where are they going to? I mean, they're going to figure out how to do that because it's our tax dollars.
Correct.
Our tax dollar. I mean, and folks in the St. Louis area, the St. Louis region, if you think this is just going to be a St. Louis city area thing, like Lizzie said, I got another thing coming for you. Sam Page, our scam page, as I like to call him, he's about as dumb as they come. And I guarantee that if he gets the opportunity, he's going to have his own, whatever you want to call it, of New Americans in St. Louis County and all the rest of that.
The illegals of St. Louis County and all the people with their Ukraine flag and their Black Lives Matter flags will be like, woohoo, bring them all in. But
they won't let them in their own house.
They won't. You could go knock on their door and say, oh, I see you have a Black Lives Matters flag. We've got 2 illegals. Would you like them to come? No. Well, they're Black. That's why you don't want them. Oh, no, I like Black people, but just not in my neighborhood.
Right. Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff
they want them, but they don't want them in their own neighborhood.
Correct. That's exactly what
it's,
I mean, really, we've said this so many times. The white liberal is the most racist group of people. And yet they can't even stand up for America. I just don't get their rationale because I don't understand their.
I'm gonna dive it a little more. I'm gonna go with the white liberal female.
You're right. You're not wrong.
And I believe they call her Karen.
Well, yeah, I think Karen, I know a lot of really good Karens, and I bet they're not Karens.
Oh, gosh, no.
You know what they probably are? I don't know.
Go to Rumble. They're probably dumbasses.
Yeah. Right? Oh, my gosh. It is so.
But, and this is typical. Tashara Jones, very, very left-leaning mayor, and she would not even be the mayor if the city, the powers that be in the city, would not have. That whole election was just something completely and utterly different. That was a shit show in its own right. Right. But the fact that they're picking and choosing, folks. If you think that your votes kind of count to a point, they don't.
Well, you have to really watch that's coming up, and we'll hit this more later, but not this year, but the following year. And a lot of places, I think it's actually 2025, not even 2024. But we need to really look at this. Even in our county, St. Charles County, St. Louis counties, and all that. mayors are going to be running against each other, which is so bizarre to me, for like county council and stuff like that. So the good and the bad about that is most shows are not going to tell you who they are. I mean, I found out at least 3 of the ones that are running for St. Charles County Council. And what's interesting to me is 2 of them are actually really good mayors. Okay. And then the bad mayor, he's staying in his county. And then you've got somebody that's on the county council going to run for the county executor. So that's going to leave 3 vacancies in a very red town. Who's going to run for those? And I don't know that people are aware.
From mayor
of Wentzville and mayor of Lake St. Louis, along with a current county councilman, are all going to run. And I don't even think it starts until 2025, I guess. I don't even think it's in 2024, unless maybe it is 2024. But so it's going to leave all these seats. So guys, even though I'm saying it's a town in Missouri, look all over the place. Your mayors, for whatever reason, are kind of getting pushed out of their towns and to run for their main county council. That's great, but they're taking the mayors out of the towns, because once they're running, they can't go back and be the mayor because someone else is going to have to run in their place. So that's another tactic to take our very red towns and turn them blue. So be very cognizant of that in your town. Go find that out. So, and like Paul's saying, it's not as red as you think. I don't disagree with that. We're turning almost purple.
Oh, I mean, I live in.
I don't disagree.
I live in the St. Louis County area, and in the south, we'll call it the southwestern portion of it, the Highway 44 corridor, as I like to call it, all the way up to even Chesterfield, where we are right now in the studio. This is what we would consider the more conservative area of the county.
For sure.
You have more of a liberal lean as you get closer to the hub of government. And then the more north you go is definitely more on the liberal side. So, like you were said, in your county, you're almost turning purple.
Yeah.
And we are too, to a point, because so many, people from other states are selling their expensive house and coming to, places like Texas, Missouri, Tennessee, to where, they can buy more for their buck, and then they're bringing all their ideals with them.
Correct.
And listen, folks, it's just one of those things to where you either stand up and start talking, or you're going to lose your community, and then you're going to basically be the lesser of the two.
Yes. Well, and people are
here.
coming, not only are they coming from different states, they're just coming from a bridge away or a county over, and that they don't like the restrictions and all the things that come with a leftist town. And that's great. You're all welcome to a certain extent, but then you bring your crap with you. You bring all your liberal ideology out with us, and then you get outraged. And then we conservatives sit back and go, I don't know what to do about this, as the loudmouth leftist is screaming and yelling at school boards, and they get their way. I mean, they get their way.
And this is why we need politicians like Donald Trump.
Correct.
We need that. Everybody talks about, the mean tweets and everything. Well, he was a great communicator, and he actually he bypassed all of the regular media because he didn't trust him, for one, and he used his own platform via Twitter and now Truth Social to go directly to the people. And that's the thing, is there's so many politicians these days that are so scared to offend somebody. And sometimes, you know what, you need to offend somebody. You need to make it uncomfortable for them to be comfortable in that situation. And this is where, in these small towns, like you were saying, these mayors are being either pushed out, or they're looking for the next step up.
Correct.
Is this is where, in a small town, like what Small Town USA, they always talk about Small Town USA, is to have, somebody that is going to run for a mayor, or or even an alderman.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't understand, because a lot of people don't even go to these meetings.
Right. They don't go, they don't vote. And that's the thing we've all been guilty of, is that we don't go and vote. And I'm not saying our listeners, because I think they're savvy, but people that were around, they don't vote for the school boards. They don't vote for the aldermen. They don't vote for the little things. They'll just wait until it's like governor and president. And yes, those are two very big roles, but these littler roles, my kids don't even go to public school, but I do vote for the school board because your children are going to hang around those kids and they're your neighbors and you want to do right by your neighbors.
Well, they always say, everybody always looks at the big national situations.
Mhm.
And what you don't understand, folks, is the national level does not control your local. I mean, it's all about local. If you want complete control of your community, the first thing you want to go with is your alderman.
Correct.
Because they are your
collective vote to get to your mayor.
Yeah. And then, if you want to control more of the school, you control the school board.
Correct.
We've seen it all across the nation where school boards are, it's a huge fight. And to the point where you said in Wentzville is they're trying to bully board members into thinking the way that they want, the district
the way
wants.
that they want
So
to think.
if you can get some strong, level-headed individuals in those smaller.
Yeah. And level-headed.
Level-headed
is the right word, because there's been people that are right, but, and I don't want to say they're so far right if there's such a thing, but you have to be able to be, as Vic says, polite and persistent.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go in there bombastic, or they're already labeling somebody that would be conservative as a Fruit Loop. So you have to, it's not fair. I'm not saying it's fair. You can go in as a leftist Fruit Loop and get by with it. But if you're a conservative, they're already looking for you to be a weird MAGA person. So you have to go there very professional and very persistent, but do it politely, because you can't act bombastic, or already they've got you on TV. They make you look like a nut job.
Oh yeah.
It's such a two-tiered justice, even at the school board level.
Well, and the thing is the school, a lot of school boards, they're not paid positions. Those are voluntary positions.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that, somebody crazy enough like me would put myself out there for it.
Correct.
But knowing that I got a family that there's always repercussions that are going to affect somebody else.
Correct. There always is.
Yeah. So if you really want to run for an elected position, you really need to do some soul searching.
You do.
You need to understand what would be the effects on your family.
Correct. You do. And we had that with, as most of the listeners know, we have our son-in-law is a state rep. And you would think that would be, they don't really, to be honest, state reps don't have a whole lot of power. They do have some say, but not a whole lot. I still think it's worth doing it because they represent the area that you live in and what your constituents what. But the crazy that comes out of that, I mean, I could tell you guys stories that I won't give the person any attention. But I mean, we have to watch ourselves because I'm on a podcast. My son-in-law is out there. He has stalkers and stuff. It's so weird. And you know what? The stalkers aren't always left. Sometimes
it's worse.
Right.
Well, it's like,
it's so bizarre.
Well, I mean, the DC scam or pool or whatever the hell you want to call it, it's a larger version of your state, basically. And if you don't think that they're eating their own, they are.
They are.
And it's a power struggle, which is weird because you would think that they all would have an agenda to be like-minded. I mean, look at the Democrats in Congress.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally hate each other to a point, but they will stand arm in arm just to make sure that the Republicans do not get their way.
Correct.
And the fact that, and we saw it with the whole speakership thing. Mm-hmm. We were eating our own.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. It's kind of refreshing to see that. To a point
I'm not
because
saying that's necessarily wrong.
You see who your problem children are.
You do see who the problem children, and it's okay. Even Vic and I had a different stance on that. I really kind of liked that Matt Gaetz.
The shitstorm?
Yeah, it's not so much that I enjoyed the shitstorm, but I just, and I didn't like that Matt Gaetz didn't have a plan. So it could have gone completely awry. So I get there were so many of our listeners that were like Vic and I, we were split on that. Even our listeners were split on that because what Matt Gaetz did looked like a shit show. Now, if it ended up okay, then it was worth it, but it could have gone the other way. And it ended up, we got a really seemingly good guy. It seems like it.
Sure.
Big Mike Johnson.
Whatever. Aaron posted on the chat line the Joe Rogan Elon Musk interview.
Yes.
How Elon was basically saying George Soros understands this. He understands where you're going to get more bang for your buck. And even though he's one of the largest Democrat supporters financially, you see where. And Aaron even says that's why he's dumping money into your local elections.
Yeah.
Like we're going to vote in a couple of days. This is the typical, November election to where there's, either an alderman or whatever.
Right.
And the thing is, these elections, these times to vote, if you're legal age of voting, that is your right.
Yeah.
Take 10 minutes out of your schedule, put your phone down and go vote, go put your mark down, because if you don't, you have no right to complain.
Right.
You have none. And the fact that, it's like they were saying on the, on that interview with Elon, but Aaron parrots the same thing, is it actually affects you more personally the closer the politics are to you.
Yeah, closer to your house.
Yeah, I mean, the closer they are physically to you, the more they're going to affect you.
Correct.
And so, if you think, oh, well, I only vote on the presidential elections, well, you're not getting the whole picture. You're not getting the whole story. And that's why our system is so screwed up.
It really is.
Because
it is so screwed up.
People that really they're coming in under the radar because nothing about them, because people don't get out and they don't vote. And I think that's why they put certain things on ballots at certain times, because you have the November and then you have the spring voting in February, March, whatever that is, or April voting. And what they'll do is they'll take that one thing to where, we always talk about we are a republic. Yes. And we're not a democracy.
Correct.
But a lot of times on these voting ballots, measures and everything, it's not a republic. It's a democracy. It's 50 plus one. So, if you get very minimal people come out to vote, it doesn't take that much to actually win. It doesn't take that much to get that over that 50% mark. So folks, especially with it coming to that voting time in November, this one's a small voting measure. We're going to be getting into the larger situations where we have, Congress and all the rest of it, but pay attention to your local stuff, because your local things are going to affect you. i.e., St. Louis City, we have the New Americans, Office
of New Americans.
Office of New Americans.
So bizarre.
And the thing is this is an appointed position. This is an elected position, but the mayor, who is an elected position, appointed this person.
Yes. So and you have to definitely figure out who you want running your town.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. And it's not just the mayors. In a lot of other places, it is the county executive.
County executive is like the mayor.
Yeah. So you've got to you have mayors in your little towns, but then your whole county has a county executive. And I didn't even understand until maybe a decade ago how big of a deal the county executive was, and really understood that during the pandemic type things. And, someone else that really kind of gets it, tomorrow in our 8 o'clock hour, I'm really excited about this. Some of you guys probably already watch him. We've got a podcaster that's actually a very large podcaster, and it's Anthony Rogers, who I was so flattered. He listens to our show and he wants to be on our podcast. So tomorrow cool. he's going to be, so do not miss the 8 o'clock hour tomorrow. It's going to have Anthony Rogers here tomorrow.
Plus it is Free for All Friday.
Yes.
Free for All Friday. Free for All Fridays are always fun.
They are fun. So we're going to have Anthony. You know what? I cannot wait. And I hope Eric comes. He couldn't come last week because they had a whole big Halloween thing going on. And so I pray that he comes, because it would be so good to see Anthony Rogers and Eric Johnson in the same room.
Okay.
Joe's over there going, I'm glad I'm on that side of a glass wall.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that's two very big personalities.
Very big personalities in the room.
Well, you know what?
Yes. And I'm not sure. Anthony Rogers may very well be on video chat. I'm not sure. So he's been welcome to either one, but I think he's going to be on video chat. So if you guys want to see some fireworks tomorrow,
hey,
you need to
Free for All Fridays are
Free
always
for All
fun.
Friday.
Well,
yes.
before we...
and he's very funny. Anthony's very funny. So Yeah.
Before we get out, Lizzie, everybody, please, go to the merch page. If there's not a shirt, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get a blank shirt, and then we're going to post the email address that comes to me. So if I know that I kind of design some of these shirts and everything, but if there's like a design that you see that you would like, we're going to put a blank shirt up there. And what you can do is you can order the blank shirt, send your idea, and shirts are customizable.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
you're good at customizing.
It's fun because not just that, you're going to be wearing a shirt that you want to wear.
Correct.
You may not be one that I designed or whatever, but a lot of the designs that I've done are out there. So, if there's something that, especially, with the long sleeve t-shirts and sweatshirts and everything, if there's something that you want to have a pithy type saying or pithy, I like
love that word.
Pithy.
You do like that word.
Bill O'Reilly used to use that word all the time. So I pulled that from him. Pithy.
You like pithy and I like plethora.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. There's a plethora of pithy things.
A plethora of pithy things. So for Pro Joe, my name is Derek Pratt, along with Lizzie Sparks.
Thank you for coming,
the fastest 2 hours in podcast. It's been a pleasure. And Vic will be in tomorrow for Free for All Friday. It is Don't Miss Friday. So y'all have a great day. Stay warm out there, and we'll see you tomorrow.